Thank you, Ruby. Administrator Beam, thank you for having us here. There has been, we've heard last several times we've met in this setting about the progress that's been made, and certainly there has been an awful lot of progress in terms of restoring a number of the essential government functions here in Calcasieu Parish. But it is certainly not lost on all of us, the tens of thousands of residents of this parish who are really going through a challenging time right now. And I just want to assure all of you that are watching this that, on behalf of all the other federal employees that are working here in Louisiana, that our thoughts and prayers are with you during this challenging time. And we're going to do everything we can, all right, to get you back home in a safe and a secure environment. We know that many of you right now are staying with friends, family members, or living in hotels because your homes are just not safe to be in right now. Laura was certainly a catastrophic event. It was a historic event for not only the state of Louisiana, but for this entire country. And again, as you've heard other speakers say, that this recovery will be long, and it's going to require the teamwork from a lot of different agencies, volunteer organizations, and other philanthropic entities here in Calcasieu Parish. I just want to share with you a couple of numbers that, as of today, more than 84,000 residents of Calcasieu Parish have registered for federal assistance. And I like to put that number in even a little bit of perspective. That number represents more than 95% of the households in Calcasieu Parish. So that number alone, I think, speaks to just how catastrophic Hurricane Laura was to this parish. Now, as a result of these registrations, FEMA has put more than $91 million in the hands of survivors of Calcasieu Parish. This total includes $59 million for housing assistance and $32 million in other needs assistance. And we are working very closely with our partners both at the state and local level to determine the best housing solution for those who have damaged homes. We realize that there is an extreme shortage of affordable rental housing units in Calcasieu Parish. Realizing this need, the state submitted, Governor Edwards did submit, and it was approved a temporary direct housing program for those heavily affected by this storm. Not only is direct housing available, but also rental assistance and the possibility of multifamily lease and repair to apartments or units of that type will also be available to survivors of this storm. Now, as we work through these various housing options, it's very important that if you're currently staying in a hotel room that's been provided by the state and is being managed by the Red Cross and Department of Child and Family Services, that you continue to take advantage of that hotel room until a longer-term solution is identified for you and that your permanent home is safe and habitable. Parish and city officials, many of whom you've heard in this setting over the last several weeks, are fully committed to working together to ensure that we get you back home just as quickly, but most importantly, as safely as possible. Again, the types of assistance that are available, and I already mentioned this, the rental assistance, which is financial assistance to eligible survivors who need a place to temporarily live. This, if you can't find an apartment, again, you can use that rental assistance to possibly rent an RV or a mobile home to get yourself closer to where your permanent home is. The state of Louisiana has also authorized 2 types of direct housing assistance. The first option will provide eligible households temporary use of a FEMA-issued travel trailer or mobile housing unit. The second option is where FEMA would pay for an eligible survivor to lease a FEMA-approved property. It's called our direct lease program. Now, our FEMA team has already started to call on these eligible households, right? Residents who have been displaced by Hurricane Laura, to determine which of these options will work best for them. FEMA determines the type of housing based on the size and needs of each household. And this includes any household member that has disabilities or other access or functional needs. FEMA has already started making these calls, and they will continue to make these calls 7 days a week. They make these calls either in the morning, the afternoon, or evening. They can schedule these with the household at whatever time is convenient for them. Now, at this point, I want to remind everyone that if you're interested in taking advantage of one of these housing options, if your cell phone number or where you are staying or living has changed since you registered for assistance, you must contact us to let us know where you're at and how we can reach you. And you can do that by calling 800-621-3362 to update this contact information. I want to remind everyone that if you do receive FEMA rental assistance, you will be required to provide a lease agreement and appropriate receipts in order to receive additional rental assistance for each successive month. And that can last up to a period of 18 months. Now, for the material solutions, those temporary housing units, we are currently moving trailers and preparing to transport manufactured housing units into Southwest Louisiana. We're working closely with parish officials to place travel trailers and mobile housing units in accordance with local floodplain regulations and in commercial parks and possibly on the lots of individual residences. But as you can tell by that, it's going to require a significant amount of coordination with local officials in order to make this happen. The bottom line here is that every household is unique, and so each household's recovery process will be different and may require a different period of time. Again, I want to remind everyone that the first step to recovery is to register with FEMA to be considered for temporary housing. You can do so by going to disasterassistance.gov. You can use the FEMA app, or you can call the FEMA helpline, and that number again is 800-621-3362. Determining the right housing option for you is a process that is going to take time. Everyone here today is continued to deliver safe housing to you as quickly and as efficiently as possible. We look forward to working with the state and local officials and with each and every one of you that are exploring the temporary housing option, and to work with you as you make your way through the recovery process.